Hi, my name is Jason Courtemanche. I'm on the data management team. I'm going to go over how to use blocks, how do we get them into Vault, and then how do we use AutoCAD blocks with Vault. So we'll log into Vault. So I have a library file already kind of set up. We're going to go to the working folder. And it's just an easy way to navigate to the local working folder on my computer. And so I already created this AutoCAD subfolder and populate with a folder and some blocks of information. And so if you have a folder with a bunch of AutoCAD drawings or blocks, if we log into Vault through AutoCAD, we can come up here and go to the big A, down to Vault, and then there's this feature called check-in folder, and this works really well if you have a folder with a bunch of files. And then I'm just going to navigate to the folder location. It's going, because this is inside the working folder, it's going to pre-populate, which is what I want. And then I'll just click OK, and this is going to scan all of the files. It's going to make sure that there's no issues, and then it will bulk check all of these files in. And so this is a really easy way of getting all of these files. We can kind of review, just make sure that's going to the right place. And then we'll click OK. And I really like using this check-in folder feature because it prevents, it's just an easy way to get everything in there. And the benefit is that AutoCAD will open up all the files automatically. It'll create the visualization file. They'll check them in one at a time. And this is a lot faster than me trying to manually open up all the files. So one of the most important things is to make sure that the files are in the right folder. And then we just click OK and let it go. So once the check-in finishes, we'll get this dialog box. It'll just let us know if there's any errors. We can see that it's successfully checked in all the files that we need. We'll just click OK. And at this point, all those files are now in Vault. So with the files in Vault, if we come back over here, we will, the Vault client, we'll hit refresh so we can see the changes. And we can see it created the subfolder. And inside the subfolders, we can see that we have our metadata, and we can see a little thumbnail. So there's two ways that we can use these block assets. One is if we go to AutoCAD, and we come over here to manage. No, that's not the right one. Where is it? We're going to edit this out. Where did they move the button? Okay, I found it. Okay. And we'll start back recording. So there's two ways that we can use the block attributes. In this case, since I already have all the blocks on my local computer, and if you don't, if I logged in from a new computer, I just right mouse click do get, and this will download all of the subfolders and files. And that way I have a local copy of all of the content. So I'll just click OK, making sure that the library file is up to date on my computer. And then now that the library file is up to date, I just forgot which tool it's in. I'm gonna have to remove this out. Okay, it's under view. Okay. So once we have the blocks downloaded to my local computer, they're in the working folder. And so in AutoCAD, I just go to view, I click on blocks under palette, and then in here, you probably won't see this right away, but we just click this little button to browse to the folder. And once we do that, and I click open, we'll get this view. And now I can see all the blocks. And I can dock this if I want out of my way, which I kind of prefer. And then in here, you can filter, search, sort, but I can come down to a block and now I can just drag and drop it into any open AutoCAD drawing. So we can see this is just a fun and easy way to be able to use blocks by just dragging and dropping them. And then once I have the things the way that I want, I can save this document and then check it in. So if this little asterisk lets me know that I haven't saved it. So if I can save it, I can just do file save. If I forget to save, I'll get the warning. I'll just click yes, because you always have to save the document before you can check a file into Vault. And in this case, we need to pick, since this file's never been saved before, I want to choose where I want it saved, and we'll put it into our AutoCAD test folder. Test, that should be good. So the first way of using the blocks is coming in over here and using this panel. So the second way to use the blocks, we have the panels the first way. The other way is we can come in and we can use this attach feature. And the nice thing with the attach feature is it allows us to browse the Vault. So I don't have to have the blocks downloaded on this computer, because I get this dialog box. I can come down to my library and now I can browse all the blocks that are on the Vault server. And then I can pick the one I want and click open. I get the usual blocks screen. I can change the scale, any settings. I'll click OK, and now I can place it wherever I want. Since I didn't have this file checked out, so I get the warning. I said, do you want to make a change to the file? I'm going to check it out. And it's just a good reminder, these pop-up windows, is that, you know, if I want to modify a file, I have to have it checked out. And if we forget, we'll just get the pop-up anytime we try to edit a file that we don't have checked out. And I'll just save the file. And so those are the two ways that we can use blocks. And if we come over here and we just look at our XREF manager, we can see that when I drag a block from this palette, it's inserting it into the file. Whereas when I do attach, I'm creating an XREF. And so that's something that we need to be mindful of, is, you know, do you want to insert the block into the file, or do you want to XREF the block? The main difference is that when you insert a block, it's inside the file. There's no relationships to any other files, which means that if this was ever edited, it won't affect the file that I'm currently working on. When content is XREF'd, so since this block's XREF'd to an external file, if this file updates, we'll see a little status icon and we'll be able to update. We'll see the updates of the XREF. And so that's something they want to think about when choosing whether to XREF or to insert a block, is how it will change, and do you want to see those changes? Or do you want the block to be separate from any other changes or any other project? If you want to learn more, definitely check out our 33 essential AutoCAD tips, because there's a lot more to learn about AutoCAD.